Hi X, I wanna get your take on this. Be me. Dreaming constantly since a child, 1990s to 2000s. Vivid and mind-blowing dreams. Almost no nightmares. One day they stop. Sporadically have dreams I can't remember and are not worth remembering, glimpses of dreams. Years pass and suddenly in 2019 I start to have them again. In vivid detail I can remember them and somewhat control them. Most dreams are in another person's perspective. Some are definitely in another realm with Lego airplanes and flying around into Jello castles. But the perspective ones are more interesting. Had hundreds from various different perspectives, from being a bartender to being a trained surfer. I have never done these things in my personal life, and I can't really relate to any of them. Usually completely random stuff and things that weren't on my mind at the time. One dream sticks out. Arabic dream. I am Scottish. Never spoke Arabic in my entire life and only know a few Muslims myself. The dream goes like this. Be me. Back when I was a 15-yo. Get a crush on a girl from school. Only see her during breaks. Don't even know her name. One day I go home and start manifesting her being my girlfriend. Recorded myself affirming it and played it one loop while playing video games. Next day I go to school like normal. Break comes around and when she sees me out of nowhere, she suddenly stares at me in a surprised kind of way. Think nothing of it. Next few weeks she would always sit in places where she could look at me. One day she goes over to someone from her class that was sitting in front of me to ask something. She takes a pic of me, and I act like I didn't notice. Months go by and I didn't act on anything. Eventually I barely see her anymore. Bros, she was so into me and I didn't act on it. I could have been fucking my crush at 15. This is the only thing in my life that I seriously regret. If you ever get a chance like this, then just go for it. The greatest risk you can take in life is not to risk it all. I do have another jinn story. This one was during my time in Egypt, and it's perhaps a lot lighter. I suppose I'll greentext it. Be me, living in Egypt to learn more about Arabic culture. Just got home from a late night walk. I live in an apartment complex. Family that lives right next to me calls me in for something. Guy at the door, I think the dad, wants to show me something. I'm a little sketched out, and I ask if it's okay if I just watch from the door. He says it is, and I stand in the doorframe watching whatever's going on inside. There's this small Barbie doll thing, or maybe a Barbie knockoff, standing on top of the coffee table, dancing. Dad's kids are huddled in a corner of the room, absolutely terrified, visibly shaking, and so scared they aren't even making a sound. Dad is completely nonchalant about it, grabs a copy of the Quran from a bookshelf and starts shouting at the doll. It gets flung out of him. Slaps the fucking doll out of the air. Completely breaks into pieces and scatters on the floor. I am in complete disbelief at what is unfolded before me. Father shouts a few prayers at the doll before throwing it out the window. MFW. A lot of paranormal encounters I've had kind of go like this. Muslims are nuts when it comes to paranormal happenings. Most Christians I've met often scramble and get real panicky about the idea of ghosts or demons, but Muslims will see open proof of the supernatural and just shout Quran verses at it like shooing a cat. I'm going through a lot of emotions right now. A lot are related to my childhood and unfair treatment from the world around me. This happened every time for me when I had die-off reactions or even before the protocol when I was sick. I wonder how sickness, parasites and emotions, feelings and maybe trauma are correlated. Is there something going on larger level because something slightly similar happened me today? Be me in cinema. Feel like weeping once in a while for reasons not related to the film. On the way home grow it to full-blown meltdown and weep on the city streets. Get convinced that it's time to confront the hubby about a resentment that has been hatched for a couple of weeks. Get home and shout weep to hubby about some unbearable little things. Eat and go to sauna. Wash hair and feel like fainting like never before. Sit on the toilet seat with head between the legs. Get back to shower. Nope.jpg. Sit some more on toilet seat, head between the knees and chant. Realize the opportunity to take a shit while trying not to faint. Lose all the faintiness and resentment the second poop comes out. I feel so unbelievably lucky. Here's an example from this last weekend. Be me. Late for flight, departs in 30 minutes. Saw line is the longest I ever seen at my small airport. After waiting for 5 to 10 minutes, SA agent opens up priority boarding line right where I'm at and forms general boarding lines. Get on flight in time. Last day until I fly home. Tired, let my eyes rest. End up passing out. Wake up with only an hour to get to the airport that I'm 20 minutes away from. Check phone. Flight has been delayed for 2 hours. Get there with enough time to spare to drink a $10 beer. Be me last night. Friend sent me a clip relating to the Antichrist and Revelation. Scared. Go to God in prayer through Jesus. Quite literally tell Jesus I'm scared of the future and ask him to bring me comfort. Luke 2:09 pops in my head. No idea what it says. Look it up. 9 An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. Nothing really there. Read one line down. 10 But the angel said to them, do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Do not be afraid. Praise Jesus. God bless you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. This is kinda a stupid one, but figured it might be good to put some awk in. Be me. Get done watching Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. An hour passes and I'm feeling extra spooked. Hollow please.png. Eyes keep darting to the corner of my room where I keep my old DE bench press. Literally can't stop looking over to it. Usually I just ignore that corner of the room. All of a sudden this small black mass like the size of a baseball comes from above my bed at the opposite corner and goes over my head. I try to follow it as fast as it is but lose sight of it as it passes over me. Only a wall behind me. Don't know what it was, where it went, and haven't seen it since. It could just be me being schizo, but I definitely saw it. Afterwards too, I wasn't scared anymore. I felt more cathartic than anything. Let me also share my story of worship energy draining. Be me, born Christian in a Christian family. Never really practiced myself, but I was still receptive to the teachings. You know how it goes in Christian families. Years pass, shit happens day in and day out. Eventually I turned devout Orthodox Christian at the age of almost 30. Get baptized and follow the canon and observe all the traditions. Energy is drained, feel sluggish all day long. All I would like to do all day long is sleep. Prayer specifically makes me tired and drained. Sometimes I feel like I get tired specifically because I pray. Take it all as Satan's traps to turn me away from God. Alright, so regardless if it's demons messing with me or whatever else, I feel extremely drained and tired when I want to worship God. Meanwhile, be me. A satyr. Make sacrifices and offerings to my gods. Never feel drained. Always ready for adventure. Camping with other satyr bros. Fuck hot girls because the whole Viking thing is sexy to them. Literally make a living with an OnlyFans as a guy. Lifeisgood.avi. Moral of the story. Get you some gods that feed on shit you do for them, rather than feeding on you. I can do shit like kill a couple hours while my friends are at work by feeding homeless people at a soup kitchen and dedicate it to Thor, and shit is all good.